Atma, Namaste, and good morning, beautiful being. This morning's whisper is on living as a blessing. I invite you to take a slow breath in and softly release it. Close your eyes and imagine your presence as a gentle ripple on a still lake. Every smile, every act of patience, every kind word, those ripples travel farther than you may ever know. And you don't have to do extraordinary things to bless the world. You simply have to bring your whole heart wherever you are, to be present, be aware, to be here. Ask yourself, how can I leave this day a little more loving than I found it? Where do you feel that? Bring gratitude for the opportunity to serve through your presence. And hold in your mind's eye and in your heart space, I choose kindness. Love flows through my actions, and my presence is a blessing. I would invite you to offer your light freely today. There's more here. And I feel this morning's whisper is pointing towards something much more deep than simply being kind. It's inviting a profound shift in identity. Stay with me. So, for many of us, healing begins with believing that we have to become someone or something worthy of love. In my experience especially. And when we think that we heal enough, or fix enough, or accomplish enough, forgive enough, or serve enough, that one day, someday, in the future, near or far, that will finally be enough. And I believe this meditation quietly turns that upside down. It says, what if your very presence is already a blessing? I want you to sit with that. What if your very presence is already a blessing. Not because of what you accomplish, not because everyone approves of you. Not because your relationships are perfect. Not because you've finally healed every wound. It's because you simply exist. That is a radically different way of living. Because you simply exist. Healing is remembering. It's not earning. And if you imagine that ripple on that still lake, does the water have to prove it's worthy before it creates those ripples? No. No. Its very nature is to ripple. It doesn't have to think about it, it just does. And the same is true for love. When you begin to heal old wounds, current wounds, especially those surrounding abandonment or codependency, or feeling that you must earn your place, you slowly begin to realize something beautiful. And that realization is that love isn't something you manufacture. It's something that naturally flows when you stop believing that you're separate from it. You don't become enough. You don't become enough. You remember that you always were enough. I'm on fire. I want you to hold in your heart my presence is a blessing. This may be the hardest affirmation in the entire meditation this morning. Because many of us secretly believe, I have to be useful. I have to make people happy. And I have to anticipate everyone's needs. I have to keep the peace. I have to fix things. These beliefs often come from old experiences where love felt conditional. So we learn to become indispensable, but blessings don't strive. In going back to nature, the sun doesn't wake up wondering if it's going to be bright enough today. The mountains don't wonder if they take up too much space, right? The trees don't earn their place in the forest. They simply are, right? And a tree that is a pine isn't necessarily wishing and wondering what life would be as an oak. They accept where they're at, right? We've meditated on that. And because they simply are, they bless everything around them. Because they simply are, they bless everything around them. What if your presence could be like that? Every reaction, every action, every interaction becomes sacred in this space. Because when you believe that you're enough, you stop asking, do they like me? And you begin asking, did I bring my authentic self? You stop asking, did they like me? You begin asking, did I bring my authentic self? You stop wondering, was I interesting enough? And begin wondering, was I present? You stop measuring yourself by outcomes, and you measure yourself by alignment, right? It's no longer outside of you, it's within you. Did I stay connected to my heart? Becomes the feeling, and that's enough, right? That's enough. This changes service too. So when we think about bringing gratitude for the opportunity to serve through presence, it's not always doing. That service is not always doing. Sometimes it's listening. Sometimes it's laughing. And sometimes it's sitting quietly beside someone in pain. Sometimes it's walking into work with a peaceful nervous system. If you noticed how your day and those around you is so much more smooth and calm and peaceful when you come in presenting that way. Sometimes it's choosing not to react which is sometimes it's simply existing without hiding. What would that feel like, to be able to exist without hiding? Your nervous system becomes a gift to other people. Have you ever heard of laughter is contagious? Peace is also contagious. Just like fear is contagious, so is calm. In thinking about morning whispers, this is especially meaningful to me. Have you walked through heartbreak with a partner? Coming through. Have you repeatedly found yourself asking questions like, am I enough? Why wasn't I chosen? What if I'm too much? What if I'm not enough? Those are heavy. And this meditation gently answers those fears without arguing with them. It whispers, your worth was never on trial. Someone else's ability or inability to meet you, where the love that you offer them is something they can't offer you, does not determine whether your presence is a blessing. Those are two very different things. Healing is recognizing that distinction. When you stop trying to earn your value through another person's response, you become free to love without abandoning yourself. I wonder if that ripple is also symbolic for me. I know I've sat and said that I am behind this video as it's coming to you, and there are real things that I struggle with. And in that symbolism, a ripple doesn't know where it will end, and neither do you, right? Think of each morning whisper. I sit here never knowing if there was someone out there that was listening to this sitting in their car before work. How about someone who cried because they finally felt seen? Felt understood. Someone who chose to stay sober one more day. Any of you who decided to forgive yourself for something you've been holding on to for far too long. Many of you have commented on my voice, soothing voice. Maybe some of you have found hope after hearing my voice. And thank you. for that. Thank yourselves for all of those things. The ripple keeps moving long after I stop speaking. That's truth in everyday life as well. Think about one gentle smile, one patient response, one authentic conversation. Not just asking someone how their day was, but really sitting in and holding that space for whatever they may feel safe to share. What about a moment of choosing peace instead of fear? The ripple. The ripple continues. Maybe today's deepest invitation is simply this. Walk into every room as though you already belong. No hesitation. And not because you've earned it, but because you are worthy, and you are remembering. Not because everyone will understand you, not because you're perfect, but because life itself has already said yes to you. You're not here to prove that you are enough. You're here to discover what becomes possible when you finally live as though you already are. And perhaps that's what living as a blessing really means. It's not striving to be a blessing, but trusting that when you show up with an open heart and you are grounded in your own inherent worth, your life naturally becomes one. I would invite you to walk through today knowing that you are the greatest of all blessings, and just by being and by knowing that, you touch hearts and souls far more deeply than you may ever know. That feels like a blessing. I want to thank you for inviting me into your space this morning and for allowing me to share on this morning's meditation, this morning's whisper of living as a blessing. Wherever you are, wherever you may be listening, know that you are enough. Remember that you are. It's in here. It's in here. ask yourself what you need to be of service today. Ask yourself what you need to remember that you are a blessing. And by being that blessing, you simply create a ripple. Where it ends, you don't know. But you are blessing those that you come in contact with by simply being. Until next time.